Alrighty, traders, let's have a look across the markets. Markets have just closed for today. Moving into Thanksgiving weekend. And let me share with you what I'm seeing right now when it comes to gold. You little bumblebees about gold, I tell you. Anyway, I'll get to that when I get to gold. And I'll get a bit of an update on the stock market as well too, just to keep you guys updated with what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. And let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into the markets right now. The one thing that I'm seeing right now, traders, across the markets, I'm looking at Facebook. I'm on Facebook right now because I'm actually in Facebook myself. I got a position on Facebook I got into recently. So Facebook is looking pretty nice. Looks like we're about to make some nice moves out of Facebook. Anyway, so that's the reason I'm looking at Facebook right now. Let's go look at the stock market and then I'm going to get to you, Bumblebee Gold, right? Bumblebee Gold. So looking at the stock market right now, guys, everything has been working out for what I've been saying pretty much this entire year. And as you guys know, I've been saying, don't fight the market. We are in a very big bull market and any pullback we get is probably going to be very short-lived and we don't need to fight the market yet, etc., 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 right? And the thing is as you can see, I've been right with that 100% and the market has continued to make a very big bull market. So a lot of people right now are calling this bull trap, top of the market, crash coming. That's all I'm hearing right now is the market's so overvalued, the market's this, the market's that, the market is. All right, guys? If you've been following me for the last 6 months when it comes to the stock market, you would know that personally, I've been long the stock market for the last 6 months. So I'm a happy camper, guys. And I hope you can see, right? Just don't fight the market. The negative news out there doesn't mean what's going to happen in the markets, right? So we can see what's happening here. We're just going sideways. This is a very good thing to see because it gives us a probability of, okay, now moving into Thanksgiving, then moving into next week when we start December, it shows us that December is probably going to do something like this. We're going to, you know what, guys, this is the top of the market, right? This is the top of the market. You know, it's all over from here, bull trap, and so on and so forth. No, not there yet, okay? We're probably going to start to do something like this. And we're going to make our way up to my first target, which is always 5,000, my first target. And then my aggressive target, like is up there at 5,000. I do have 5,400 as a target, but maybe even 5,300. But my conservative target has always been 5,000. And I believe we're going to get at least there, but we're going to see where this thing ends up when it comes to the rise that I believe we're going to see in December, right? So guys, please, don't fight the market, okay? What I'm seeing right now with the markets is, and again, guys, nothing has changed underneath these markets. So when it comes to the big forces between these markets, so therefore, that's the reason why I've been long for like pretty much the majority of this year. I added on this dip here, and I'm still in right now, continue to hold for the rest of this year. Now, yes, we will get the biggest crash in history coming and so on and so forth. Yes, that is coming, okay? But the yin and the yang, right? The yin and the yang. You don't have the yin without the yang. Or what? John, what are you talking about? Okay, let me explain here. We can't have the biggest crash in history without the biggest bubble in history, right? They both go together. A market that's not bubbly doesn't crash, right? If the market's just doing nothing, that doesn't crash, right? It just does nothing, right? So therefore, we're going to continue to experience what I believe is going to be the biggest, greatest bull market in history, followed by biggest, greatest crash in history. But right now, we're in that blow-off move. We're in the big move right now. We're just gone through a bit of a pause here, a bit of a Thanksgiving pause. We had a big move up. Now we're just resting a bit, and then we're probably going to continue up from here as well too. Again, so for me, guys, I'm long. I've been long this markets for majority of this year. I did add on this dip through here, and it's going to be an incredible year, guys. It really, really, really is. So that's what I'm seeing through there. The Nasdaq itself as well too. The Nasdaq actually really has been really holding this sort of channel through here quite strongly. Like you got this bit of a double top. I had someone say that yesterday. on the S&P. Oh, double top, it's going to crash. It's like, no, not yet, guys. All right, little bumblebees, not yet. Okay, wait. What are the big signs the market's going to crash? All right, what is the big signs? Oh, John, they're tapering. Oh, John, no, who cares? They're tapering. Who cares? What's the number one thing we should keep an eye on for? Interest rates, right? Now, watch the 10-year. Watch the 10-year, because the 10-year, which is right here. Where are we? Right here, right? This is the 10-year. So the 10-year right now is at 1.6. Let me just double check that to make sure that that's correct. Yeah, 1.6, right? We're at 1.6. That's still okay for the 10-year. So therefore, it's not really a dampening on the markets yet. But if we do start to see this thing really break above this significant resistance level here, bada bing, bada boom, right? Like something through there, maybe even that through there. If we do see that through there and we start to get to a 2 handle, right? See how it says 16? Just that's actually 1.6, right? So if you if you look at this is the TNX-X on TC2000. If you go and you look at this thing through here, right, it's 16.45. So therefore the interest rate is 1.645, right? And therefore if it goes to 17, therefore it's 1.700. So therefore if it goes to 20, that means it's going to be a 2 handle, or 2% on the 10-year. Once we start to get to 2% and above, that's when it's going to be pretty dangerous for the interest rates as a whole. Okay, so from right now, there's not much to be worried about. There's no pressure on the stock market right now, so there's no need to be worried about that. We're slowly tapering. We're still got really, really low interest rates, so there's nothing holding this back from continuation. Okay, guys. So if you are short in the markets, you are guessing, gambling. Your ego is involved, and also secondly, why would you be short in the markets when you have probably maybe a 20% chance or maybe even a 10% chance of being successful, right? Because there's a chance you're going to be right. And this is the top of the market for some reason. And why wouldn't you just flip to the other side? So you know what? I'm going to trade a strategy that's going to give me an 80% success rate, which is what? The trend is your friend until the end, right? So it's such a simple thing, isn't it? But the thing is we need to focus on is what? The trend is your friend until the end. Continue to focus on the trend. And then until the trend change, then we need to change with it. So that's what I'm seeing through there. So if I go back to the S&P 500, and for me in particular, I'm actually in the SPY myself. When I say the S&P 500, I'm actually in SPY. I bought call options early in the year. And as you can see, this is where we are started the year. And we've actually made we're actually up 20 something % right now. So I do see the SPY getting to, again, at least 500 is my target, which is around 5,000 on the S&P. But then 540 would also be about 540 would also be a target as well too by the end of this year. So it's going to be really interesting to see how we continue to build through here. But look what's happening. This is a very powerful sign, guys, in the markets, right? The trend is your friend until the end. Okay, so we can see we had a pullback. Market moved up. Look what's happening now. We're just going sideways. Look, oh my goodness, look at that, guys. That's just very, 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 very powerful, right? So if we can start to get a very big up bar through here, like a big sort of breakaway bar, traders, there's a massive probability we're going to make a big move to the upside. So please don't be fighting this. There is nothing fundamentally what I just said there. Yes, they're slowly tapering, but that's just tapering. Our interest rates are still really low. There's a lot of money on the sidelines coming into the stock market. There's buybacks. There's so much pressure on the upside. Where, yes, there will come a time when the market is going to crash, okay? But not just yet. So don't fight it. Just go with it, right? But look what's happening here. Big move up and then sideways. And then not only that, but if I look at, say, my moving averages, look at this here, right? Look at this here. So let me just bring up this here. Right, cool. Look at this here, guys. This is just so powerful, right? Look at what we have here. Sideways and a strong moving average. Traders, do you know how powerful that is? Do you know how powerful this here is? It's so powerful that we've had a big move up And now we've just been going sideways now for a few weeks to rest. If we continue breaking up like that, guys, there's a massive, massive, massive probability we're going to go through what? We're going to go through this again. So double top, bull trap, crash? No, not yet, right? Because there's nothing here to say that, both fundamentally and technically, okay? So that's what I'm seeing there on the good old stock market. That's what I see pretty much for the majority of this thing here. Even for the Russell. Russell actually had a bit of a deep pullback behind here. Let me just bring up a blank chart again. So the Russell's had a bit of a deep pullback. But remember, guys, we had a big deep pullback, and now all we've done is we've just come back down to test this level here. So there's a massive probability we're going to get a turning point here soon. No guarantees, okay, pumpkins. All right, my little soldiers out there that trade in these markets, okay, no guarantees, okay. I'm going to talk about that in gold in just a minute. So there's a massive probability we're going to start to see this thing start to rise, and then we're going to see this thing continue to make a move to the upside. And since we've had all this time here, guys, see how we've had what you call a resting phase, right? Not much going on. Of course, we've had that. If we do start to see a breakout, we're probably going to see a very, very big move to the upside coming out of the Russell. So Russell's looking really, really, really powerful for a potential major turning point coming real soon, like into next week. No, Joe, we've only got half a day left this week. Right? But once that happens, it is just on like Donkey Kong, right? Donkey Kong's coming to town. If we do start to get this, especially traders, if we start to get a break above these highs up here, right? So let me take this off the screen. Let me take you off the screen here for a minute. We've had this whole, support and resistance levels and so on and so forth coming into play, right? So we've had all that going on right now. And this is where we're at right now, and this is the channel that we've been in. Because we had a move up, if we come down and hold support and we break above 250, there is a massive probability that we're going to start to see a very nice move up. And I would say the move is probably going to reach around the $300 level. I could be wrong there. On a conservative level, you would use a projection for the channel. So if we have a look at the channel here, right, and you measure from the high of the channel to the low of the channel, right? And then we can see, then we project that up. So on an absolute conservative level, we've got about a 260 target. We break 245 on a conservative, absolute short-term conservative level, 260. But what's probably going to happen is we're probably going to get there and we're probably going to make a very big move to the upside. So, but again, we're actually coming down to these support levels now, holding that there. So that's a big thing to watch out for on the Russell. Now, guys, here's the thing about gold, okay? Little pumpkins out there. Some of you guys just, on my video, I did a video yesterday on the stock market, and all you guys, some of it was, not all you guys, but some of you guys had a lot of things to say about gold, okay? Firstly, what I said about gold was I believe we're likely to make a big move up. One thing, and we didn't do that, right? Shoot me, I was wrong, okay? One thing that's important to understand when you're looking at charts if you trade the market from charts, one, it's called probabilities, no certainties. So please don't look at anything like, oh my goodness, this is definitely going to happen. No, there is no certainties, okay? So my little soldiers out there who are getting involved with silver or gold, if you're getting involved with gold on a trading, like you're trading it, well then there's probabilities, right? There's a probability that it's going to work out, and sometimes it just doesn't. That's called trading patterns and so on and so forth. So therefore, that's the thing. So please, don't be upset or cranky if something just doesn't work out, because that's the market, right? The second thing I do say is that gold has always been a very big long-term investment. And for you guys that continue to get frustrated, please calm your little knickers down, right? Stop being a little bitch and really stay calm and look at what these markets are doing. It's still, the gold is still doing nothing. And in the makings of what these markets are like, there's a very high probability that investing positions this last 12 months has been really good for investing positions. I mean, you're holding it for 3, 4, 5 years, right? From now through to 2025. On a short-term trading basis, it's always been much harder because we've just been in this gyration. So it's been very hard. Like I've actually had a few losses, or actually two losses now. I'm actually still in gold right now, by the way, guys. But I've had a few short-term losses because it has been very, very, very difficult. But firstly, that's a small loss on my account. So my little soldiers out there that are getting involved with gold must understand that one, your impatience is causing you to go backwards. Okay, you running around like a madman is not going to help you. If you want to be in gold, your best thing to be in gold is to buy it and hold it for many years and let the gyrations happen. Because once this thing breaks, mark my words, once it breaks, and people are just so impatient because it's done nothing for actually for a long time now, hasn't it? When it's been really doing nothing for, what's that, over 1 year. Mark my words, guys. For you guys that are impatient, running around like a madman, you're probably going to knock yourself out, okay? The train has left the service station and we are on our way to 2025 and it's going to get there. But if you're on the train right now and you are running around like a madman, getting freaked out and getting all bumblebeed and all getting in little knickers in a knot, my little soldier, right? Becoming a little bitch because gold went down a couple percent in 1 day. But if you look at the big picture, we've done pretty much nothing. Then guess what's going to happen? You're in the train right now. You're running around like a madman and you're getting stressed. You're going to make bad decisions. You're not going to see something. You're not going to make good decisions. You're going to run into a pole. You're going to knock yourself out. You're going to have to get off the train so you can go get help. And then suddenly the train leaves. And then suddenly you see this thing 2 years later. You're like, why didn't I just be calm and just let the market do its thing? That's the way you want to approach these markets. And especially gold. Short-term gold's been very, very difficult because we've just been stuck in this very sideways, choppy. It hasn't actually even been going down a lot. It's just been going sideways. This is very, 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 very powerful. Now, for me, what I did get wrong yesterday or this last week, I actually had this as the breakout, right? So I saw this as the breakout. See this channel here? But I only had one touch. And when the market ran up through there and then it reversed, I'm like, did I miss something? So there was only really this one touch here. When I removed that, I started to identify, this is actually probably the channel more than anything else, right? One here, and then we had that one touch, a couple of touches, and then it reversed here. So this is probably the channel that's probably the one that I should be focusing on in the first place, which it hasn't broken out yet, but it will. And when it does, then we're likely to see big moves up. But please, guys, this is what the market does. If you want to be part of a big move up, then my little soldiers out there, my little super traders out there, okay? Please don't get your knickers or not. If you want to be part of gold, gold is probably going to continue to be volatile for a short period of time frame. But the train, by the time the train gets to the destination, which is the train's on its way to 2024, 2025, we look back and we would have seen incredible, incredible moves. People are jumping on the crypto bandwagon right now, because if I go to the crypto bandwagon, people are jumping on the crypto bandwagon because crypto's going nuts. But hang on a minute. What's this down here? Look at this. This actually did nothing. This did nothing for how long? Oh my goodness. Almost 3 years. Geez, gold. You guys have been in gold for 12 months and you're getting your little knickers in a knot. Bitcoin did nothing for 3 years, and then look at the aftermath. So, if you have to be in gold for another 12 months as it does this up and down jerky thing, guess what? The aftermath is going to be pretty incredible. The thing is, I'm going to wait for the aftermath to start. Then I'm going to jump into it. You never know, right? You never know. You could be buying here and buying here and buying here and buying here. People who did that and were patient, right? Because the market is a transformation of wealth from the impatient. Some of you guys that get your knickers in a knot and are little bitches, right? It's okay. I understand. You're a little bitch. Sometimes you can't handle the heat. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. It's okay, right? So, but then those who can handle the heat every now and then and be patient, patient simply means, some of you guys, patience to you guys is like 1 day. Oh, John, I've been patient. I've been in this thing for 24 hours. You don't understand, John. Right? That's what's going to happen. And the rewards will be to those who continue to endure this sideways, not much going on. Because again, This is the aftermath that is coming in gold.